All right. Uh, it is technically day 14, but I'm making day 13's video now. It's almost 1 a.m. I've just stayed up way too late today. Um, but anyway, last night I had another double event, but unfortunately, both dreams were nightmares. Um, I actually found that at the very end of both of them, what woke me up was that I realized, either in my terror or in a moment of lucidity, that it was a dream. But I'm not really 100% certain, and I'm not counting it as a lucid dream because I didn't become lucid in the dream. It's more that the lucidity ended the dream. Anyway, both of these dreams were very terrifying. They were very scary and I guess emotional. I'm going to read them out. Um, Again, as usual from now on, I may abbreviate certain names to just initials. And this could be a little lengthy. So I'm trying to kind of bash this video out so I can just go to bed. Anyway, all right, dream number one. There is a large subterranean chamber, like a Bruce Wayne style garage. A large ramp leads up to the surface. On the far left wall, accessed via a long, narrow platform, catwalk, and stairs, are approximately a dozen pods. They are set into the wall, plainly visible from outside via brightly lit glass viewing windows. I don't know why or how, but I've convinced a girl from my high school to lock herself inside of one. I walk around back to the surface. I walk around back on the surface. A large group has gathered around the Fountain Gate undercover car park. Fountain Gate is like a shopping center near my house. I approach to investigate. As I draw closer, I see the ground of the car park is in fact a lake. There is an island in the middle, and on the island, a group of elderly people are loudly admonishing a group of teenagers. The elderly people, led by a man, claim they were playing golf and witnessed the teens hurting and killing ducks. They allege they have, in their church parish, heard that these teens do this all the time. The teens, however, say that they did nothing. A woman attempts to de escalate the situation by chiming in that she's played golf on that island before and says sometimes the wind and the pine trees can cause you to hear things. I tell the leader of the elderly group that I'd like to talk to him. I show him a concrete structure that I've found. I tell him I'd like to show him the inside. I show him the entrance. It's a perfect rectangle cut into the stone. It leads about 10 meters down a narrow hallway, which turns left and left again in a tight hook kind of pattern. It leads to a dead end with a small, perfect square cut into the lower third of the wall. It's a crawl space. I've used it before. I show him, and he's shocked like he has never noticed it before. I feel proud, but I hear something crawling towards us. Horror grips me, and I choke out that we have to leave. He doesn't hear it, and he's confused. Terror courses through me, and my body begins to back away from the hole. He's blocking my way. In panic, I push past him in the tight hallway and run. He chases after me. I hear the creature snarling and scrabbling in the dirt behind us. As I exit the structure, he screams as it finally grows close enough to grab him. The structure lifts up out of the ground and compresses down out of existence into another dimension. I go back to the underground chamber. On the way, the path is like the hallway from the Eve Close house I lived in, the living dining area to the laundry hallway. Along the way, I encounter a big bucket with a plant growing inside. Draped on the branches is a rubbery skin like a deflated yoga ball. The folds of the rubber flex to form a horrific, ugly, sneering face like the boogeyman from The Nightmare Before Christmas. I recognize it as a creature slash antagonist from some kind of 90s Power Ranger adjacent kind of show. I remember that I'm responsible for a big time reboot of the show that is set to premiere live in a few minutes with my commentary. However, I barely like or even understand the show. The character slash voice actor and I, the creature thing, playfully joust verbally as though we were about to fight, just like in the show. I can tell, however, that the longer this goes on, the more likely I will arouse suspicion over my total lack of knowledge. I cut the conversation to a close and move into the chamber proper. There's a table set up with computers and monitors for the premiere. A male cast member from the show is there. As I begin the show, I interview them, and I accidentally ask a question about a serious car stunt that went wrong, in which they survived but their female co-star died. As I do, footage of the event appears on the monitors, a bird's eye view of a smoking, boxy, crashed black sedan. The actor gets upset. I also say the other females, the female actress who died, I say her name wrong. I know that I've blown it. Comments on the live stream begin to pile in. The actor, who is now morphing into a African woman, I put in brackets here, she looks like a Jackie from Smosh, asks me to say the dead actress's name correctly, but I wasn't paying attention. She begins to cry, storming away and into one of the pods. I try to stop her, but when they go in, she becomes possessed. In horror, I look at all of the pods. They are now filled with dead people, all grinning, broken teeth beneath rotting black tarry lips. Their eyes are all white, glassy. I see my wife is inside one and I'm terrified. She says, "I'm not going to stay in here anymore while you strut around with your with your old shitty Johnny Cash style tattoos." And at that stage I woke up. Anyway, here's the next one. So I think that was at like maybe 3 a.m. And then again, this one woke me up around 6 a.m. I crashed my car by driving it over a ramp that ends in a trench. The front fender just needs a small bump to fix despite being completely totaled. I film myself fixing it. M and L come for a ride down a dirt road. I encourage M to drive fast through a puddle and a weird waterfall on the right-hand side of the road. We get back to the house and are talking about L's mental health. My parents show me that they've added a weird sliding door to their bathroom shower. I ask if they will add a big wooden beam too, but they say no. Everything looks different. It's been painted white. I have my own little bedroom. I think to myself, I could get my whole family to play Dungeons and Dragons. I have some ideas for a 5-room dungeon. I ask, but my parents say that they won't be home. I offer to my brother to play some game, and he angrily snaps at me that he doesn't want to play Here to Slay, which is a game I play with my wife sometimes. He says something like, "I don't want to play as a lizard." In the game, you can play as different animals. We take all of the dogs to a dog park. It looks sort of like the local one here, combined with my parents' backyard. Tiger, one of the dogs that we have, gets hit by a ball hard. I don't see it, but I hear it. I look to my left and see him limping and whining. His gut is distended and in the shape of a Nerf football. My brothers leave, and Luke, one of my brothers, tells me 2 medications to give Tiger to save him. I panic as they disappear, and I realize I have no idea what the medications were or where I can find them. Tiger limps to the wooden deck. He makes this awful sound as he rolls over. I see that his throat is swelling shut. Now, at that point in the dream, I realized it was a dream and woke up, which I'm very grateful for because it was a literal nightmare. But anyway, I'm very tired. It's time to go to bed. He is hoping that I continue these consecutive dreaming recall nights, but also he is hoping that the nightmares stop because some of these dreams are getting really disturbing. Yeah, that's all I've got to say. See you next time.